So Mike Vick is set to join us. Here's one. How many years did he play at Virginia Tech?
2.
Yeah. Yeah, because remember the rule is 3 years after high school, right? 3 years after high school. He only played 2. Of course, then he goes to the Atlanta Falcons, and the rest is, in fact, history. Well, he broke out the big hat as well.
The noggin boss.
The noggin boss, the big hat. He's the one and only Mike Vick, kind enough to spend some time with us here.
Absolutely.
On Fox Sports Radio.
On Fox Sports Radio, baby.
Yeah,
on Fox Sports Radio.
Now,
this my network.
Can I have that one?
My network.
No, get that one.
No,
I think it fits me best. I need to. You have great hair, Dan. That's the benefit of you is you have great hair. I don't.
We're out of noggins.
So I'm gonna wear the noggin. I'm sorry to do this to you,
Dave. Oh, go ahead.
What is it like? This is an interesting question. You didn't win a Super Bowl. You didn't play in a Super Bowl. Okay, but if you walked around here, especially with players, hey, you are most current players' favorite player when they were growing up.
Yeah,
what's
that
kind of
like? Cool, man.
That is really cool.
It's cool, and I get that all the time. And just to hear it shows that these young men were watching the game closely, and they was paying attention.
Also, though, I will point out you had the Nike ad, which was incredible.
Well, it helped.
And you had the video game, and you were the best in the video game. Like no one could college football video game or Madden, no one could stop you. So the video game did help kind of build up the lore.
Yeah, it helped build a legacy, and still to this day, I was always a big fan of Madden growing up. So to add that element to my life at such a young age was something that I just didn't think would happen for me. So I was extremely thankful. I was with Nike, one of their biggest brand ambassadors, had my own shoe line, produced 5 shoes. That was amazing and special. And so I really had a good time in that period of my life, transitioning to become a professional player and a mogul off the field.
Let me ask you about Andy, because you played for him.
Yep.
He changed your life. He changed your career as you rebuilt your image to where now you're on TV, you're corporate, like all that stuff really is very much in the past.
Yep.
What was he really like for you that helped you rebuild everything that you had built before?
Yeah, well, I think it was just the people in my life. At that time, I wasn't close to Tony Dungy. I wasn't in a great space or had a great relationship with Roger Goodell. He was just coming into the league, and then I lied to him in certain situations. I still had Arthur Blank in my corner. I had Andy Reid. People who wasn't afraid to tell me, like, Mike, that's wrong, you shouldn't do this, and help me use my brain in times where, I've always felt like I made, rational decisions, but sometimes, as young kids, you make irrational decisions.
No question.
And so I learned that I can bounce things off people and I can ask, like, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? And there was times I still did what I wanted to do. And the only thing Andy would say is, shake his head. I don't agree. The only thing Roger would do, I don't know, and those conversations was a little more intimate, but working with Andy on a day-to-day, I just, I grew as a man. I understood, like, how I needed to live my life moving forward and what type of man I needed to become.
But he didn't come from your background. He's not your race, right? Like, but I guess I'm just trying to figure out, like, how is he so relatable when he's older, different background? Like, how does that work?
If you've seen some of Coach's friends and the people that's in his circle, you'll understand, why he's the person that he is, how he's just so multicultural, how he understands people, how he gets it, and he has a great sense of humor to match. So, he's the type of guy that you want to be around, you want to listen to, you want to talk to. I had never been in the coach's office so much in my life, other than when if something was going
trouble,
on.
Right?
It might have been something that, he's trying to get some information. Now I go to Andy's office, we used to talk about plays and talk about family or what's going on. Man, just cool stuff. Really cool stuff.
Can Chip Kelly work in the NFL again?
Yeah, absolutely. Chip was a great coach.
What needs to change?
I don't think Chip has to change much. Maybe, I don't
You
know.
guys
I
were
think
fire.
because if you look at our first season
Yeah.
when I was winning and Nick was winning, we went to the playoffs my first
No,
year.
you guys won
in that
20 games.
system.
You guys won 20 games the
Yeah,
first 2 years.
yeah.
But then
So,
then it fell apart.
Right, because you start losing players and you start losing leadership, and then you lose the locker room, and that transitions over to, a guy being on the field and really might not be interested in what's going on. One of his best friends, who a good friend, and look, it's the business, it's the reality of the game when, changes are made, and sometimes they're made abruptly, but. A guy get traded or a guy and some players want to know why and be upset, and then I won't necessarily say they stop playing hard, but they stop believing and they start thinking that you making bad decisions. So I think it's more the leadership part that Chip instilled in us early. He brought a lot of people in to talk to us and help us understand what it took to be great football players and how to take care of our bodies and how to get rest. I learned a lot from Chip. It was just we had a young team and some of those guys just wasn't into what he was into.
Game 1 was the greatest game that I think we've ever seen in the NFL.
Yeah, it was,
that
it was a
Washington
great
game was
system.
absurd.
We did good things, and we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun learning his offense. It was different, knowing that Marcus Mariota had just killed it a couple years prior, and so I was intrigued by it.
It's Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. That's the voice of the great Mike Vick. Okay, so you're going to see these pictures on the internet. We got the nogginboss.com. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, how much attention? You already get attention because you're Mike Vick. How much more attention you get when you're wearing your Noggin Boss hat walking around the Super Bowl?
Well, I'm wearing the Noggin Boss hat for the right reasons. I like what they're doing in terms of. I like this. I love the slogan. I think it's something. My kids seen it. It was like it's really cool and. Some opportunities there, but that slogan is use your noggin to be a boss, and I feel like that's what we all have to do every day. We got to use our brains, and we got to come outside, and we got to make the right decisions, and we got to, just be on one accord, good energy. Your mind and the way it's conditioned and how you condition it is everything. So, not to say when you put this hat on, you're gonna be different. This is just something that represents.
You're not promising me that I can play like Mike Vick if I put the Noggin Boss on?
It's almost like a helmet. Man, it's almost as big as his helmet.
It is. It's bigger than a helmet.
But you take your favorite team and you put it right in your living room and watch how many people be like, what is that? I love different. I love things that's different.
They're great.
I do as well.
Yep.
I can't imagine being your kid with how many people tell them how great you were. Right?
Yeah, but they don't think it.
Yes.
Which is cool because they don't look at dad as a great former football player. They look at me as dad, who after 3 o'clock when I get home from school got a lot to say at times, and for the right reasons. But I try to be rational with that as well.
It's nogginboss.com. Nogginboss.com. Use your noggin.
Use your noggin to be a boss, man. That's the slogan.
Use your noggin to be a boss. Mike, thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks
I appreciate it.
Anytime.